Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Dan Cummins Chevrolet and Buick in Paris, Kentucky, the second largest used car franchise dealership in America. It is Saturday, July 14th. We're going to talk about what it's like working for a company that invests in its people today. We're also going to go over a few different things that we've got going forward, and it is going to be an amazing Saturday. So if everyone would please join me here at Dan Cummins. That's really weak. Please join me at Dan Cummins. That's better. All right, check it out. Good morning, everybody. I was like racing here because I had the craziest dream that I've ever had in my entire life this morning. So when I woke up at 4:05. I normally wake up at 4:25, but I just kind of woke up and sat up in my bed like, whoa. Like, you ever have one of those dreams? You're just like, whoa. So I wrote it all down, and I was describing it to my wife, and there was one part where she dies in it, and one of my kids, and so it took me. So finally, I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta get to work. I'm excited to be here, and I'm glad we made it with just under a minute in time. My boy Robbie thought we were going to be late, but we're not. So we're going to start off with some reviews. First and foremost, Lundy 13 says, excellent service, best trade-in and price within 500 miles. Excellent service, best trade-in and price within 500 miles. She says it twice. Delivery to Charleston, South Carolina in just a few days. Easy negotiation. Miles Golf and the service team. Nice job. Justin just gave us 5 stars. Didn't really tag anybody. Go on down. Leanne Jimenez says, I got my new Jeep from Chuck Miller and Michael Church from the new Dan Cummins CDJR. I can't even begin to tell you how awesome these two guys are. Wow, they really go an extra mile to help their people. It takes great people to do that, and they are the best I've ever dealt with. I would recommend them to anyone and everyone. Nice job. Where are those guys at? Where's my CDR crew? There's Chuck over there. Churchy's hiding in the corner. Tough to see him above the heads of people. Mackenzie Gritton. Always receive excellent service. Didn't tag anybody, but that's good. We got any more? Oh, did I miss that one? Victor. Tony Sosby is the #1 person to go to for a car. Great service and awesome personality. Thanks, man. Nice. Very good. One or two more? All right. Jade says, Matthew was super nice to work with and had a great experience. Excited for my new car. Nice job, Matt Isaacs. And Sip Too Cool. Is that my Sip? Did Sip leave his own review? Sip's like, Sip is the greatest subprime custom guy ever. He's amazing and chiseled head to toe. Cindy Cornett, I bought my 2013 RAV4 from Dan Cummins about a month ago. When I bought it, I didn't realize that the car was shifting weird until my boyfriend said something. 14 days after buying it, we took it to a Toyota dealer in Maryland. They told us the entire transmission needed to be replaced. That's not good. I was about to move to Oregon and couldn't believe everything was going wrong right before I made this cross-country move. But never fear, we bought the bumper-to-bumper warranty, so they would pay for it. This is not still good, right? Wrong. They said since it was a pre-existing problem, it was Dan Cummins' issue, and they would be the ones to pay for it. Thank the Lord. Thank you, Jesus, for Zach Toomey. He worked with us and did absolutely everything he could to help us out and make sure that we wouldn't have to pay a cent for anything. I cannot thank Dan Cummins enough for helping us out and making our lives easier. Everyone who goes to Dan Cummins definitely ask for Zach Toomey. He is absolutely awesome. Woo! Nice. I'm good there. That's good. We should stop there. All right, we're going to talk a little bit today about a lot of different things that we got coming up. But for starters, hopefully this thing works. Does it work? Okay. For starters, we're going to talk about working for a company that invests in you and what that means and what that looks like. So obviously we're here, Dan Cummins, Chevrolet and Buick in Paris, Kentucky. And some of you weren't here back in 2011. Some of you might remember. Some of you may have heard the story. But in case you didn't know, or maybe you forgot, in 2011, that's when Josh and Dusty bought that place right there. Okay? That's what it looked like back then. It was just this tiny little building with glass walls that we had to write the things up on there. It was really interesting, right, Sam? Yeah, Sam was like, I am not going to work at that place because it had wood panels and it was all lawn chair furniture and it was crazy. Okay, so they invested, spent their money, bought the place in 2011. In 2012, they started to spread out. They started to buy the land back here behind the building, which used to be just kind of like all swampland back there where the employee parking is right now. They started to buy all that, and they were looking at making some other purchases as far as land goes. In 2013, they expanded even further, bought some more land, started looking at remodels, doing all this stuff, right? So they're just investing money into the dealership. In 14, they grew it even further. Actually in 13, they did their first remodel. We did a remodel where a bunch of us had to go work over in trailers for like 6 months down there on the truck lot. We had 4 trailers set up. We worked down there in the trailers. And that was an interesting setup during the time of our good friend, right, Jeremy, your buddy. I forget his name, though. I always forget his name. And so we had that season that we got to experience, which was fun. And Josh and Dusty just kept on pouring it in, right? So they did the first remodel, and by the time we moved in, I believe the building they had done a remodel for about 75 employees is what it was going to fit after the remodel, and we already had like 90 employees by the time we moved in to the remodel. So we were already busting at the seams after they did that first remodel. So then they bought some more land. They bought some land over there by Rite Aid, which you can see out the window here. So they bought some land over there by Rite Aid, invested some more money in that. And then, of course, we had the remodel in 2015, which is the building that you're standing in now. They had to add this sucker on. They added a service building back in the back. We started adding some places over there in the warehouse so that we would have room over there, and leasing that land, and just continued investments, right? And then, of course, now they've invested their own hard-earned money to buy another store down the road as far as the CDJR store. Now, while all that's happening, while they're doing all of that investing as far as property, land, the building, all that stuff, you got to keep in mind they were also pouring money into advertising, right? Pouring a ton of money into advertising to make sure that we're getting customers in the door for all of this, growth. If we're going to grow and we're going to build, we got to get customers here for all of you guys, right? So they were adding staff, obviously, adding a lot more staff, personnel, expenses, investing in you guys, 401ks, health plans, insurance, paid days, vacation days, all that good stuff, right? That they got to pay for. And then, of course, they were adding all the tools. Like now you guys are up to Surface Pros? I mean, we've gone from iPads to laptops to Surface Pros. And you've got tools like vAuto and different things that we use as far as that to scan and make appraisals and so on and so forth. And you got to invest in dealer stock. And then we're looking at Build-A-Brand stuff. And then we're also looking at, what's that thing called that we're getting ready to launch? Express, the Express store, and just all these different tools that they're investing all this money in, right? And I don't know if you guys know or not, but like Josh sits up here with Auto Trader and he like picks out zip codes exactly where people live in certain areas and how much money they make. And he buys these things called alphas in these areas, right? So if somebody searches for a Chevy, even if they live 14 hours away, if they search for a Chevy, we pop up first. He does that for you guys, and that costs money. All this stuff costs money, right? So he's continually investing in all of the tools. He's investing in bringing in more people. So while they were adding more buildings and adding more land and so on and so forth, they went from less than 50 employees when I started to 280 plus employees that we have now, right? Big expenses, big expenses. Then, of course, advertising to get the customers, not to mention all the inventory. I don't know if you guys have ever been here before, but there's a lot of inventory out there, right? Well, all of that inventory costs money, okay? It costs money. There's over $50 million in new cars alone. There's over $50 million in used cars, okay? There's $100 million of inventory on this lot. It's all real deal money. Now, there's floor plans, there's way to leverage, there's way to borrows, but you pay interest, you pay, there's all kinds of stuff. And they're the ones that are investing in all of this to create this environment that we have now. You guys following me? Now, during this whole process of growth and expansion and investment and so on and so forth, and spending all the money on the tools and the inventory and the staff and getting the people in the door, they've also managed to give back to the community the entire time, right? You always see them giving back. We did the book drive. As of recent, they're donating to CASA, helping out the underprivileged kids. They're doing the lunches. They're doing the baseball clinics. They're doing all kinds of stuff on top, right? They're investing in all those things, making sure to give back to the community, right? And now, of course, we've got this new store, we've got this expansion, and we have some other things that are going on where they're continuing to invest in us. Now, what's really neat is one day you're going to take that picture down. I know it. Oh, no, it's there. I find it every time. All right. I look for that one. I know it's your favorite. All right. Now, here's what's really cool about all this is while they're investing in all of that stuff and they're spending all of that money on all of those things, as far as us, like, we just kind of reap the rewards from it, right? We just kind of get the benefit. Like, is anybody in here on the hook for 100 million right now? Anybody on the hook for 100 million? Anybody wake up this morning and go, man, sure hope I can get a return on my $100 million investment? Anybody? I know I sure didn't. So they've got the investment. They have all of the risk, right? They have all of the risk. If something happens to this place, if a meteor hits it, all that stuff. They have all of the risk, and we kind of get all of the reward, right? So we get more staff, right? They hire more staff. They pay for them. We get more people, more leaders like Zach Toomey. We get more people that can help us get better so that we can get closer to our levels of success that we want to get at, right? So they also, do things like trip to Barbados, which I thought I'd remind you guys of. If we sell cruises in Malibu's, we could send you to Barbados for 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks in Barbados, paid the whole time that you're gone, and we're going to give you unit counts while you're gone, so it's like you never left, right? So remember that trip. Make sure you get your good reviews in. Make sure you're selling your cruises in your Malibu. So we get trips to Barbados. We get family fun days, and we get to go to the race car tracks, right? We got to go race cars, and we get big Christmas parties, and we get to have all this stuff that costs money, and it doesn't cost us a penny, right? It doesn't cost us nothing, which is super, super nice. Banks, we've got like all these banks on board so that we can get all these deals done. We've got like 60 banks here, and I wish we had 60 down there, but we don't yet. But Jeremy's working on that. Poor Chrysler, they didn't know what was coming when Jeremy hit them, dude. You should hear this guy on the phone with the banks. It's insane. We got a tier 5, right? I think it was a tier 5. Church got it to a tier 3, right? And then Jeremy got it to a tier 2, right? We got a tier 5 to a tier 2 on a lease. It was awesome. On not the best credit in the world. So obviously that's why they came in at tier 5. But anyway, so we've got the banks that are out there for us so that we can all be successful. We've been investing in those. We've got different floor plans and agreements that get you guys better deals, that get you better calls, that get you better approvals so that we can sell more cars. All of those things are there. Then on top of all that growth and all of that expansion and all of the investing that they're doing, all of the risk that they're taking and reward that we're receiving, on top of all of that, pay is up and through the roof. Okay, pay is up and through the roof. Pay is up and through the roof. Okay, it's actually up 15%. I missed my slide there, but it's up 15% overall as far as our salespeople. Now, during that whole period of time, we also got to have a lot of fun and laugh a lot, right? That's what I wanted to put that up there, because that right there was a lot of fun, and we all laughed. Now, it wasn't necessarily fun for Troy, right? But we had a good time. We got to laugh a lot, and we all have been able to build this community and this family together while they're taking all the risk, and we're getting all of the reward. So 401ks, health insurance. Did you guys know that this place, 6 months wages policy, Josh and Dusty Cummins, because they care about us and they care about this dealership and all the people that work here, they have a 6 month wages policy. If something were to happen to this store, if they lost everything, a meteor came down and it just hit it, none of us could come to work, we would all get paid the exact same wages we get paid right now for 6 months. Did you know that? For 6 months. They pay extra money to make sure that your families would be completely taken care of for the next 6 months if something devastating happened to this place. If it got wiped out, if it got hit by tornadoes or Hurricane Katrina made its way all the way up from Louisiana, we'd be taken care of, right? For 6 months. How cool is that? They don't have to do that. They don't have to do that, but they continue to invest in us. Wages are up 15%. Our sales are up 10% overall. Staff is actually down about 20% on our sales floor from where we were about a year ago. It's down about 20%. We had more salespeople about a year ago than we did now. A lot of them are still in this room. They're just not selling cars anymore. So the next step, the next investment that these guys are doing that I want to share with you is these guys right here. On Monday, you've got 12 new people coming in. You've got 12 new sales, finance, sales manager. You've got 12 new people that are going to be coming in that the company has invested in to bring something new to the table for you. So basically, you've got there's 9 of them here. You've got these 9 people that are moving from out of state. They're moving from out of state to come join our team, and the company is investing in them so that we can continue to grow you. That's the whole point. So you've got Luke with 12 years experience. Heard there was a rumor he had 11 months. You got Luke with 12 years experience. You got Sean with 12 years experience. You got Larry Molnix with 16 years experience. You've got Rob Jasper, I believe he's 5 or 6. Mindy's got like 10. Sterling's fairly new. Joe Casey's got a couple. Chris has got a couple. John's got like 6. So we're bringing in these guys on the floor so that they can join you, so that they can help add to your arsenal so that you can get better. Now, with that said, I need you to understand something. These guys don't know, I don't have a word that's not a cuss word, but they don't know about how we do things at Dan Cummins, right? They don't know a single thing about how we do things at Dan Cummins. What they do know is they do know how to prospect in small stores. What they do know is they know how to use certain tools to get people in the door. What they're really strong at like closing deals, because they don't get opportunities, 3 or 4 opportunities a day like we do. They're really good at their customer service. They're really good at customer retention. They're really good in a lot of the areas that we might not be the best at. But where you guys come in is we're good at what? We're good at pumping out the volume. We're good at the speed. We're good at the experience. We're good at delivering something over the top that nobody can get anywhere else. So what the company is doing is investing in these people, bringing them in here to you so that we can grow them and they can grow us. And overall, the company altogether can get better. Make sense? So they'll be here Monday. Now, when we're working for a company that is willing to take all of the risk and give us all the reward, that is willing to invest in us in the way that these guys have invested in us over the years, man, growing the store, adding the land, adding the inventory, adding the advertising, adding the people, doing whatever it takes to keep us pushing and to keep us moving. I personally feel we have an obligation to them. And I think we can all agree we got to give something back, right? We can't just take. So I believe it's our obligation. I believe we need to be thankful. We need to be thankful for this, for what Josh and Dusty have done for us, what they've built for us, for the environment that we're in, and the opportunities that we have ahead of us. I know I am, for one, am thankful. If you're not thankful for your position and your place here today, then we need to talk. We need to get in my office. We need to sit down. We need to figure it out. This place, it's amazing what they've done for us. It's amazing what they've done. So it's our obligation to be loyal to the company. I'm loyal through and through. I'd take a bullet for those guys, would you? I think most of you guys would. We got to be loyal to our company. We got to come to work every day to work, right? Our work ethic's got to be through the freaking roof, man. I think they deserve that. We have to make sure we continue to add value daily. We got to follow through on our promises to our customers. We have to make sure we're doing the right thing every single time. Every single time. Jeremy Linden on the phone yesterday. He had a choice. We could have tried to push something towards a warranty company, or we could do the right thing. And that's what Jeremy just looked at me. He said, I just need to do the right thing, don't I? I said, yeah, man. Just do the right thing. So he picks up the phone right there. Boom, he does the right thing. What did it cost the store? It cost the store thousands to do the right thing. It cost the store thousands. It was the right thing to do. I think we have that obligation to the owners of this place. They're going to invest. They're going to spend all this money. They're going to take all the risk and give us all the reward. I think it's our responsibility to do the right thing, right? Do the right thing and do it every time. We got to promote the company. Promote the company, the hand that feeds you. We got to promote it, right? We got to make sure we encourage and lift up each other inside these walls. Encourage and lift up, continue to push, because that's what they do for us. We got to make sure we're continuing to learn and grow every single day. And we got to make sure that we're an asset, not a liability, right? an asset, not a liability. And I really want to focus on that for just a second. They are investing in you. Do you get it? They're investing in you. That's really what they're investing in. It's not land. It's not buildings. It's not cars. It's not tools. Yes, that's where the money's going, but the investment is in you. That's who they're investing in. So my question to you is, are you an asset? Are you a liability? If you don't know the difference, is a liability costs you money. An asset makes you money. Are you an asset to this team? Are you a liability? Are you an asset to the Cummins brothers? You're a liability. I ask myself that question every single morning. I ask myself that question before I go to bed every single night. Did the actions I took today, did that add value? Was I an asset to the company, or was I a liability? What's that? Go, Carlos. Get him, my man. All right. Now, what's that? Good, beautiful. Let's go. Get it rock and rolling. All right, so we got to get this thing wrapped up because we're starting to get really, really busy. But I want you to ask yourself that question. Am I an asset today, or am I a liability? Asset or liability? Now, when it comes to leadership, I know that a lot of you have talked to me about leadership roles. We've put a lot of people in leadership roles, and we're continuing to open up leadership roles, and I still have leadership roles available that we have to fill as of now. But here's what I want to say to all of you that are interested in those kinds of moves and making those kinds of promotions. If you lead now, right now, if you lead right now in the position that you're in, I promise you, you will be a leader later. I promise you. If you lead now, if you do these things right here, if you come to work every day with gratitude, you're loyal, you have hard work ethic, you add value daily, you follow through on your promises, you do the right thing, you promote the company, you encourage and lift people up, you learn and grow, and you're an asset and not a liability. If you do that now, in the position you're in right now, because that's what a leader looks like. In the position you're in right now, if you do that, you'll be a leader later. And that is a promise. Look, all of these guys, okay? There's a bunch of them. Okay? Every single person that's up on the board right here was promoted off the floor. Every single one of them. Brian came off the floor. He was a leader on the floor. He's in a leadership position. Austin Sipple. Is that the same guy? Where'd he go? That's on your family's dental page or whatever. That's the updated pic. I was like, ooh, I got to let Austin know that's the updated pic. Austin was big back then. He was a big boy. Austin off the floor. Sip off the floor. This guy right here, Anthony Fairby, off the floor. They were not. Not one of those guys was super top salesperson. Not one of them was the highest producing salesperson. But they all did the things that I'm talking to you guys about doing. We got Josue Sariano, Evan, Tim, my man, Jason Barnett with his Car Fox. You got Tim Walton, Robbie, Martin, Trey. You got Megan and Mr. Michael Church. I had to get him taller somehow, so I put his boy up there. All right? All of them promoted from within. Every single one of them. They all busted their butts, did those things that are on that list, and now they're in the positions that they're in. It's how it works. Become an asset, not a liability. Now, these two guys right here, they've given us everything that we've got. So I'm going to ask you that question. Are you grateful? Are you grateful to be here? Are you loyal to the company? Are you working hard every single day? Kind of, maybe, halfway? Are you giving it 110? Got to ask yourself those questions. Are you doing the right thing? Are you promoting the dealership? Are you leading now? Because that means what it says there at the top. I need you to help me get this store to 1,000 cars a month. I feel like we owe it to them. Where are they at? I feel like we owe it to them. We got to 1,000 in March, which was awesome. We're tracking our pace and our goal right now, right? We're just a little bit behind goal right now. I feel like we owe these guys 1,000 cars a month, every single month. And the only way we get there is we become assets, all of us. We become assets because they're investing in us. So ask yourself those questions. We got to get to 1,000. In order to get to 1,000, I need everyone in this room to sell one car every day you're here. Every single day. Just one. No matter what. Chrysler store 2. I need one car a day. All right? Chucky, you got one a day out right now? My man. I need one car a day. Every day that you're here. Please. We'll make sure the inventory is here. We'll make sure you have the tools. We'll make sure you have the advertising. We'll make sure that you're staffed properly. I'll make sure of all that stuff. I'll worry about all that stuff. I need you to sell me one car a day and make sure that experience for that customer is over the top. Just kill it, all right? One car every single day you're here. Can you do that for me? Can you do that for me? Okay, one car. Amber, you got to get more than one. Amber, you guys, BDC, you got to get more than one. You guys got to get a lot more than one. But I need one every single day. So wake up, ask yourself those questions. Asset or liability. Ask yourself those questions today. Be this guy right here. Be this guy. And let's go out there today and have a big day. Everybody stand up and let's tell them why we're here. Because I am on a mission to eradicate the negative stigmas associated with the car business. I can do this by making people feel special, feel important, feel like they're the only one. I will offer an experience that will exceed my customers' expectations today, tomorrow, and in the future. I will not just sell cars, I will create fans. Have a big Saturday, guys. Have a big Saturday. You guys have a big Saturday. We're going to try to crush it here over at Dan Cummins. We got Sean Hayes. Sean Hayes is going to be on the floor today, guys. He's going to help you close deals. Grab him. Anything you need, grab Sean. He can help. So, yeah, we're going to have a big day today, man. We're excited about it. So, hope you guys have a big day. Hope you guys kill it. Hope you crush it. If you're not working, enjoy the time with your families. If you are working, make it worth it. Be an asset, not a liability. All right? People investing in you. Give them a good return on their money. See ya. Sean, you popping in here?